Today, we are breaking down a brand new kind of sports competition called the Sharps Invitational. And look, if you're used to the same old weekly pick'em pools, you're really going to want to pay attention. This is a completely different animal, built from the ground up to test true skill over an entire NFL season. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll dive into what makes this a new kind of game. Then, we'll look at the strategic arc of the season itself. After that, we'll check out how you can play your way, talk about the ultimate credential you can earn, and finally, how you can get in the game. Let's get into it. So, what really makes this thing different? Well, I want you to forget about weekly point totals. Forget about brackets. The Invitational is built on a foundation of two things: bankroll management and football knowledge. It's a real test of skill from the first kickoff to the final whistle. See, this isn't some weekly sprint. It is a marathon. On the right, you've got your typical contests where one bad week, one unlucky Sunday, and poof, you're done. The Sharps Invitational on the left is a season-long journey. You're managing a bankroll, and every single decision you make from week one, it compounds all the way to the Super Bowl. It's really about skill, discipline, and frankly, survival. So where does it all begin? Right here. Every single player, doesn't matter who you are, starts on a totally level playing field with a 10,000 chip stack. This is your starting line. It's a clean slate for everyone. But listen, that 10,000 isn't just a score. The best way to think about it is like your health bar in a video game. It's your currency for making moves, and it's your reputation live on the leaderboard for everyone to see. Every smart play makes it grow, every bad decision shrinks it fast. There is absolutely nowhere to hide. Your chip stack is the game. Okay, so how does this actually play out over a full season? Well, the competition isn't static. The rules are designed to create this strategic arc that forces you to think like a pro. It rewards patience in the beginning and smart, calculated aggression later on. You can see right here how the pressure just ramps up. For the first 10 weeks, you're capped. You can only risk up to 25% of your stack on any single play, which forces discipline. Then, as the field thins out, that jumps to 50%. And from week 16 all the way to the Super Bowl, the training wheels come off completely. You can go all in. This is a huge reward for the players who manage their chips well all season long. Now, you might be thinking, wow, that sounds intense, and it is. So what happens if you have a rough start? Does one bad Sunday in September completely sink your season? Well, not necessarily. There's a rebuy mechanic that acts as a bit of a safety net. If you take a big hit early, you can rebuy and get a fresh 10,000 chip stack. But, and this is a big but, that option is only on the table through week 8. After that, the door slams shut. So yeah, it gives you a second chance, but it definitely rewards the players who protected their stack from day one. So there's a safety net for a bad start. But what about a great start? Can you just build a massive lead and then, coast to the finish line? Absolutely not. There's a rule specifically designed to prevent that: the action requirement. And the takeaway here is really simple. You can't just sit on your chips. Every single week, you have to put a minimum of 10% of your current stack into play. This forces everyone to stay in the game and keep making tough decisions. The leaderboard is always alive, it's always moving because everyone is always in the action. Now, I know this might sound like some super high-stakes, pros-only game, but it's actually designed to be really accessible. There are a bunch of different ways to compete, depending on your bankroll and how much time you want to put in. The options are laid out pretty clearly here. You can play in a weekly league that just resets every single Monday, or you can jump into one of the 3 season-long tiers: bronze, silver, or gold. Each one has its own buy-in, its own leaderboard, and its own guaranteed prize pool. And this is important. A bronze player is only ever competing against other bronze players. And let's just focus on that word guaranteed for a second. That means the prize money is locked in from day one. It doesn't matter how many people sign up, that money is getting paid out. And it's not a winner-take-all situation either. The payouts are spread across a bunch of the top finishers, which really rewards consistent season-long performance. But honestly, winning money is only part of the story here. The Sharps Invitational has this long-term feature that, to me, might be the most revolutionary part of the whole thing. It's about building a permanent, verifiable credential. It's called the Sharps score, and it's a proprietary rating from 1 to 99 that analyzes your entire performance. It doesn't just care if you won or lost, it cares about how you played the game. This score becomes your public credential, verifiable proof of your skill. And this thing is incredibly sophisticated. I mean, sure, it looks at your win rate, but it also dives deep into advanced metrics like closing line value, which basically measures if you consistently beat the market. It analyzes your discipline, how you manage swings, how you perform under pressure, and even how you bounce back after a tough loss. It is a true 360-degree measure of skill. And here's the most important part. Your Sharp score is permanent. It never resets. It follows you from season to season. It literally becomes your legacy, a tangible rating that lives right there on your profile for the entire community to see. This isn't just about bragging rights. It's a verifiable track record. It's the ultimate proof of your ability. So we've covered what this game is, how it works, what makes it tick. Now let's talk about the most important part, how you can get in on the action. The season-long bronze, silver, and gold tournaments, that's where you build your legacy and compete for those huge guaranteed prize pools. And registration for those is opening up very, very soon. Here's the date you need to remember, April 23rd. That is when the doors open. The players who get in early are the ones who have the whole off-season to really dig in, to understand the mechanics, and to build a winning strategy before week 1 even kicks off. Trust me, that edge matters. A lot. So that leaves us with just one final thought. For years, you've competed, you've probably won some, you've lost some, but now there's a way to actually prove how good you are, with a score that lasts forever. So the only question left is your skill verifiable? We're all about to find out.